Welcome to the Cover Your Assets podcast, a show for the physician who understands the importance of protecting everything you've worked so hard to achieve. If you're ready to find the peace of mind that only financial security can bring, let's get started. Here's your host, Billy Gwaltney.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Cover Your Assets podcast. I'm your host, Billy Gwaltney, and it's really good to be with you today. Today's topic is a good one. We're going to answer the question, what happens during a disability claim? I work with thousands of physicians across the country, helping them secure their private specialty own occupation disability coverage. There are only 4 top true specialty disability carriers. I broker all 4. We have clients with all of them. We do have clients on claim, and that number has grown in the last year. Every one of our clients on claim gets paid. We've never had anyone try to file a frivolous claim, so they've all been legitimately disabled, but they've never needed to hire an attorney. They've never needed to go into arbitration. If your doctor says that you can't do your specialty, if you have the right policy, then the insurance carrier is going to have to pay you. That process can be a little scary. First, for our clients that we've done that with, I tell them all, you can always go direct to the insurance carrier. And at the same time, your broker can be as involved as you want me to be, or him or her to be. It's up to you to make sure you have a broker that's still around and has a lot of experience doing this and is good at what they do. I'm a specialist. I work with physicians on disability coverage. That's it. I do help clients with life insurance. The medical screening is so close to that. But all of our clients have disability coverage, and that's the main focal point of what we do. We're really good at that. The claim process, we're good at that too. So what happens at the time of a claim is the insurance, most of our clients that have been disabled have reached out to us. We've notified the insurance carrier that they need the claim forms. They send those via snail mail and also email. They email them to us and we forward them to our clients. They fill out the forms. They're submitted to the insurance carrier. For HIPAA reasons, insurance carriers, the claim people are going to communicate with you directly. You can sign an extra authorization that allows me as the broker or whoever your broker is to be involved. And if you submit that authorization, then we can kind of be along with you and kind of hold your hand through the journey of that. It starts with them reviewing the records. They request the records, they review the records, then they interview you. Sometimes they'll do it via phone. Sometimes they'll do it in person, depends on the carrier. They may send someone to your home to meet with you and ask you those questions. And a lot of the questions are about, okay, what happened? And then the questions are about your job. What did you do? What was a typical day like for you? Did you drive into work? Did you ride the subway? Did you physically show up at a particular place? What is the address of that place? What did you do? Did you sit all day? Did you move around? Where were you? Then they'll talk to your employer and they'll ask similar questions about that. They'll review the detailed CPT codes or the codes that are filed for patients that you treat. They'll review those in detail. And what those codes say you were doing are your key duties. They'll then talk with your physician or physicians, whoever's overseeing your care for the condition or conditions that you have. They will speak with them on the phone. And that's really key because, again, if your doctor, if the specialist says, hey, she can't do this, she can't operate anymore, he has a herniated disc in his back, he cannot show up to clinic, he cannot move around, then that's what goes a long ways to determining the disability. And that process, because of the time lag for medical records and so forth, if you can provide those, that helps. They also do look at income documents to confirm what your income was, just verify that you were gainfully employed and what that number was and what you were being paid and how much you were being paid. That becomes important for a residual or partial disability claim. It becomes important for a recovery benefit, which your policy should have, a vital benefit. And then obviously if you're totally disabled, then the policy benefit is what's paid, regardless of whether your income was fully insured or not. They're going to pay the policy benefit. You can't increase coverage once you're on claim. So that's why you need the max before a disability occurs. So that process can take a couple of months. It can take 60 days, 90 days. It just depends. There is an elimination period on your policy, typically of either 90 or 180 days. And then once it's confirmed that you're disabled, they start, they ask for checking account information to determine where the money gets sent and where it gets deposited. You're paid at the end of the month for the first month that you're paid. So if you have let's say a disability occurs in January and you have a 90-day elimination period, then you would start getting paid. You would get your first check at the end or sometime in April. Okay. So if it was January 1st, then you go January, February, March. Okay. And then the check's going to show up in arrears at the end of the first month that you're eligible to receive benefits. Okay. And so that's how all the disability carriers operate that. As I mentioned, the role of the broker can be as involved or uninvolved as you want them to be. That role can be non-existent or it can be key. The broker is important. We've had two scenarios where physicians that were clients of ours became disabled. They contacted the insurance carrier direct. I didn't even know they were disabled. They just went direct. They filed the paperwork. I guess they figured how difficult could it be. They both, some things got lost in translation when it came to the disability and what was causing it and what happened and the medical records, what they told their doctor. And so that communication got muddy and both clients were denied their claim. Okay. They both reached out to me. One in particular was very vocal saying, I guess I wasted my money. I should have never done this. I can't believe I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. And I said, well, this is the first I'm hearing about this. Let me do some research. Let me dig into this because they explained their situation, and it made sense to me that they were disabled if what they were telling me was true. So I reached out to the insurance carrier, to the claims person, and I started talking with them. And they said, "Well, he said this. This is what he said." They gave me all the information because he signed the authorization to let me be involved. And then I went back to the client and said, hey, here's what's happened. Here's what you need to do if you want to correct this. This is correctable. And both clients ended up following through with what I asked them to do, instructed them to do, and they were both approved. Their claim was approved. And they were paid in arrears or backdated the pay to when the disability started. Okay. Now, I don't say that I can't work miracles. If someone's not disabled, they're not going to get paid. Okay. But if someone's legitimately disabled, sometimes the communication can get muddy and you need somebody that's an advocate to clear that up. That's the role of the broker. If your broker doesn't exist and you're dealing with, or I'd say is no longer in the business because the insurance attrition rate is 95%. So if you're working with an agent that hasn't been around for a decade, there's a good chance they won't be around next decade. Okay. Just a word to the wise. Or if you bought it on a website and you've got a 1-800 number or an email address to contact, but no person or no team, then it is buyer beware. That's what it is. And you can navigate this or find yourself on your own as you try to navigate this. But a specialist with a robust team is key so that you can make sure that if anything does need to be intervened on or dealt with, that it gets dealt with. The process is scary. When people are disabled, I've gotten voicemails from a client. She was sobbing. She was just, it It is a highly emotional time when someone realizes, when the reality hits, that they're disabled, that they're not going to be able to work. And then the most important thing at that point becomes, outside of their health, becomes financial, becomes, okay, what's going to pay the bills? What's my family going to do? And so making sure that if your plan A doesn't work out, that your plan B is really good, as good as it can be, that is vital. It is the most important thing you can do for protecting your family in the worst case scenario. So the devil's in the details. Make sure you work with a specialist. I'd be happy to chat with you or discuss your situation in more detail. Message me here or text me here at 704-270-2376. Again, 704-270-2376. I hope you found this helpful. Look forward to the opportunity to be on a podcast with you again. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Cover Your Assets podcast, an Odd Conduit media production. New episodes drop every 2 weeks. If you've enjoyed the conversation, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. For more tips and advice, visit the website and YouTube channel. Check the show notes for links. Join us next time for another episode dedicated to helping physicians like you get your disability insurance right and protect your way of life.